All right, tonight we're looking at three altcoins, Fantom, Optimism, and Litecoin. We're going to be doing some technical analysis and finding some key levels. All right, first up is Fantom here. Let's throw off of our new indicator. That is our price bias levels. That's a free indicator. If you want to check it out, just go search Sistine Research in TradingView. All right, so Fantom here, overextended against our easy band levels, but we know if anything can remain overextended against these levels, it is Fantom. Now, I am not condoning buying Fantom here for a longer term position. However, if you want to play the continuation, the trend continuation game, now would be roughly the time to get in. We'd be looking at 50 cents. Now, we do have, again, this is a very dangerous game to play, right? We've got strong bearish divergence right now. However, it does look like we are also, let me clear that out. It does look like we're going to be printing strong bullish divergence at the same time. And that could give you a nice little pop, maybe not a new high, but a nice little pop for a short-term trade. So we know that this red easy band level, while it does signal that we're very overbought right now, it can also act as support once we break above it in a situation where we get trend continuation. So that would be your, I'm sorry, right there. That would be your bullish divergence. And that'd be pretty strong bullish divergence if we can get a bounce here at around 50 cents or so. Now, let me remove these indicators and we're going to throw on our bias levels, right? So Fantom has recently anchored, and this is for those of you tuning in, those of you who've tuned into this stream for a while, you won't really know what I'm talking about at first, but these price bias levels are very strong. I've done some research on them, put out a Twitter thread. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it's at 0xstacker on Twitter. And I put out a thread kind of explaining why these are such strong support and resistance levels, or can be such strong support and resistance. But there's definitely some price bias to see a bid here as we drop below 50 cents. So for me, I think a strong continuation level here would be 50 cents, right? And then on our logarithmic kind of trend line here, depending on how we draw it, we're roughly in that vicinity. Trend lines can be relatively subjective anyways. And then on our non-logarithmic trend line, again, depending on how you draw it, we're not too far off of our trend line regardless. So this is a decent place for a pickup of Fantom, probably around 50 cents to 52 cents. Wouldn't be looking for anything major in terms of high leverage or anything like that. Just looking to play a continuation, maybe get a bounce back up to maybe 60 cents, maybe 50, 58, 59 cents, and close the trade short term. So I do think that's a decent opportunity for Fantom. Now, if we lose this level, hold a support here, put in the kind of head and shoulders pattern here on the daily, then we'd be looking for a return down to maybe 30 cents or so. And that would be our short trigger. All right, moving on to Optimism, which has gone on a massive, massive tear. We see the resistance, similar price bias levels here. 250 was our resistance and would be our support on the way back down. Now, we do, again, have bearish divergence here. So I am more inclined to look for a short than a long on Optimism. Don't really want to look for a long at 250. I don't think there's a ton of reward left, and there's a ton of risk. So in fact, what I'd be looking for is a break below 250 and a hold of that level as resistance, right? A failure to recapture it. And that would be the short trigger there. So removing these levels, throwing on our easy bands, again, very overextended here. Pretty decent time to look for a short. Even just a basic mean reversion here brings us back down to maybe $1.50 or so. Somewhere in this region. All right, nothing too complicated there. I think taking that shorter term long on Fantom and hedging that with a short on Optimism, if we can break below 250 and hold it as resistance, is a decent little play. Again, 236 could be your support level off of this most recent low, and our resistance is 314. So if we take a third trip up to 314 and continue to print this bearish divergence, shorting from 314 looks very attractive. Not convinced that Optimism is going to make another stab upwards. We'll see if Bitcoin can make a run for it, sure, but Bitcoin does look like it is ready to correct as well. It's also printing that bearish divergence. All right, last but certainly not least, we've got Litecoin. Litecoin running up into the red dashed easy band level. That is a resistance level. It is a level that we could see a correction at. We've got, again, bearish divergence just on just about everything. And it's really worth noting that when we're seeing bearish divergence and bearish signals print on a lot of things, a lot of different charts, we don't want to ignore that. So I'm actually, full disclosure, in a little bit of a Litecoin short here from $100, which we'll see as our $100 entry point is our price bias level resistance, and is our first attempt to break through $100. The logic here is very simple, and it seems unsophisticated, but there is quite a bit of research behind it. Psychologically, $100 is a lot more difficult to buy than $99, right? It seems a lot more expensive to buy $100 anything than $99, right? And we see that come in as key resistance time and time again, and support from above. So I'm personally shorting from $100. If it takes me out, it takes me out. That's fine. But I think there's a decent risk reward play here, considering the bearish divergence signals that we're getting, the resistance, right? And then would look to close at around $75 or so. Let's also throw on our long margin pressure levels from our last resistance level. Looks like we could get a little support at 91.56, resistance at around $122. If we bring these down to right about there, we get that support, or I'm sorry, shorter term support that we've bounced off of at $95. But if we lose this and hold it as resistance, that would be a nice little short trigger there. So kind of chopping in between support and resistance between 95 and 100. If we lose this zone, I'd be looking to short. I'm personally already short. If we break up above, I'd be looking to get out of my short and look for a continuation play up higher. But note, bearish divergence on just about everything. All right, so there's no live stream tonight, but tomorrow is Thursday. We should be able to do a live stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you haven't already, go check out Sistine.ai, join the research hub, join the Discord group, or join the professional group. We meet every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern time there in the professional group. If you're not in the research hub, go check it out. There's a lot of great stuff here. You get access to all the indicators that we're using here, the long, short margin pressure levels, the easy bands, and such. And you also get access to the research reports. Blockchain gaming just dropped last Friday. So talking about how to approach the blockchain gaming narrative that we feel is inevitable. We also have some shorter term plays. A blockchain gaming watch list was just uploaded earlier this week. And we also have the airdrop guide. So we have 8 airdrop guides. I'm going to be adding some more to these. And the goal here is just to help offset the cost of a subscription to the research hub. Obviously, you can't make any guarantees with airdrops because we don't know what we don't know, but it is a very low risk strategy in the market to take a little bit of time to qualify for airdrops. And these airdrops can be massive. Many have been 5 figures plus. Last year, or the year before last, I guess, the Ribbon Finance airdrop was absolutely huge. It was a 6-figure airdrop, and being able to take advantage of that at a very, very low risk threshold was a phenomenal opportunity in the market. So lots of great stuff over in the Research Hub. Check it out, Sistine.ai/research, link in the description below. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Peace.